Dharma is a manifestation of Iśvara, explained with reference to some of the words from Vishnu Sahasranama, word 25, Sharva, the destroyer, to word 50, Vishwakarma, the creator of the universe. If Dharma is a manifestation of Iśvara, then I am in touch with Iśvara all the time, as people and situations to be responded to. If Dharma is a manifestation of Iśvara, then is there a need to resist and fight people and situations all the time? When I am in touch with Iśvara, is there scope for my continuing sense of isolation and sense of alienation? To understand how Dharma is a manifestation of Iśvara, let's look at first things first. Dharma is not religion. The vision and way of life that is the basis for sustenance and flourishing of society is Sanatana Dharma, that Dharma which is eternal. Etymologically, Dharma means principles that support and sustain. Dharayate iti dharmaha. Depending on the context, Dharma can mean any one or more or all of these. A. Universal principles and ethics. B. Duty in the form of responsibilities towards the other and hence meeting the rights of the others. C. Natural innate behavior of things. For example, the dharma of water is to flow. And D. The principle of cause and effect here and in the hereafter, karma and karma phala in the form of punya and papa. For the sake of the statement, I will focus more on the first meaning of dharma, which is universal principles and ethics. What are these universal principles, ethics, and values that we call dharma, and what is its source? Principles are considered as laws or rules that explain natural phenomenon, which are used as the basis to discover other principles. If I throw something from the skyscraper to the ground, whether I throw it or a criminal throws it, it will fall because of the law of gravity. The law of gravity, being one of the physical principles, is impartial and does not play favorites. It's not moody. It always functions. You can count on it. If you are hungry and you eat, the hunger is relieved and the food energy is converted to energy because of the physiological principles by which the body works. If you are feeling lonely and some people tell you how much you matter to them, your loneliness will reduce or go away because of the psychological principles of warmth and attention. In fact, any discipline of knowledge is a study of dharma, of the many principles in that area, be it physics, maths, science, literature, etc. The question is, where did these principles or dharma come from? Because when we look around, we see that everything has a source. Most of us will say, well, these are principles or laws of nature. This is how principles are. But do you know who first used the term laws of nature? It was Descartes, the German philosopher in the 1800s, who consistently used the term laws of nature. Why did he do that? Well, because of problems with his understanding of God and the equation with the church. Descartes was the first one who formulated the mind-body dualistic paradigm, according to which the body operates on material laws, whereas the soul and the mind are entirely different substances and they operate as per the church doctrines. He rather successfully limited the need for God in understanding the world. Further, Newton mechanized the cosmos as a creation of God, but then made God quite unnecessary for its sustenance. The work of Galileo, Kepler, etc. had the effect of reducing the divine presence within the world almost to the point of nothingness. Basically, they threw God out of the picture. And now, since modern science has become the new religion, God's presence in the world, in our understanding, has been abandoned. The cosmos, according to modern science, has been seen to be governed by value or God-free mechanical laws. Unfortunately, we seem to have inherited this understanding, and we mistakenly carry forward this legacy of principles of the world which are God-free. It is time to change this. It is time to change this for good. It is time to change this for dharma. We try to understand, use, abuse, and operate by physical, physiological, psychological principles, dharma of this jagat, in other words, but we don't spare a thought for the intelligence of these principles. In the vision of the Veda, there has never been any division of non-God and God, because the very vision is all that is here is God, which needs to be understood. How come principles in any discipline are impartial? By what force do these principles exist at all? Because of what do these principles work all the time? How come their intelligence can be studied? How come their patterns can be understood and applied? For example, principles of medicine. It is here where our Vedas reveal the definition of Iśvara. Yatova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayantyabhisam vishanti tad vijnaya. That from which all beings have come, that by which all beings are sustained, and that into which all beings resolve. What a definition of Iśvara! The Lord is not only the creator but the creation. Therefore, the creation is not separate from Iśvara, and Iśvara is not separate from the creation. The status of being both the intelligent and the material cause is Iśvara. So, although the principles seem inert, it's worth asking, what is the locus of the intelligence of these principles? The locus is really the conscious being, that is Iśvara, because the principles in and of themselves do not produce anything. It's really the intelligence or the author of these laws and principles, in other words, the conscious being, that makes the results possible. Mundakopanishad reveals that what is inert may well come from a conscious being, such as our inert hair and nails that spring from the human body. Luckily, we say we're going for a haircut and not a hair surgery, because the hair can be cut, although it seems like it's a part of the body. On the contrary, the plants, which are life-giving and alive, grow and are sustained by the soil of the earth, water and sunlight, which are seemingly inert. These divisions of what is inert and what is conscious that we have in our heads, and therefore orientations, cannot afford to be absolute. What is seemingly inert, life springs from it, like plants. And what is conscious in terms of our bodies, inert things like hair and nails spring from it. So can you really say that dharma as universal principles and ethics exists independent of Iśvara, the conscious being? With this background, we look at the words of Vishnu Sahasranama, and then every word rings true. So Nama 31, Sambhavaha, meaning the one whose manifestations are by his will. Why does he assume a body? Bhagavan himself says in the Bhagavad Gita, I assume a body in every yuga for the establishment of dharma and in order to destroy the people given to adharma. This destruction need not always be physical. It can also be a change that has been brought about in the person by destroying the tendency to do adharma. The next word which points out to dharma being a manifestation of Iśvara is the nama bhavanaha, meaning the giver of the fruits of action. He is the one who gives the right results according to their karma to all the jivas who are bhoktas, the enjoyers of the result. How exactly the prayers bring about the results is not quite clear, but prayers work. So there must be a connection between the action and the result. However, karma being jada, inert, can neither make the connection nor bring about the result. It needs a conscious being to make this connection. The one who is in the form of the connection between the karma and the phala, the result, and the one who makes this connection is Iśvara. Iśvara is the karma phala data, the giver of the fruits of action. Bharta, word number 33, meaning the sustainer of the universe. Iśvara not only establishes dharma, he sustains dharma in the very form of the order of what is right and wrong. Here, it's important for us to not think of Iśvara as someone sitting somewhere and pulling the strings. The very order, physical, physiological, biological, psychological, etc., all other principles, they indeed are manifestations of Iśvara, and therefore the Lord is Dharmasya Bharta. Prabhavah, the source of the elements. Because it is born of him and not separate from him, Sri Krsna says in the Gita, I am in all beings, the desire that is not opposed to dharma. The power to desire and the very desire that we have is the Lord. The freedom to desire, Ichha Shakti, is a power, and Iśvara is that power. Iśvara is manifest in the form of the desire in the individual, and if the individual goes against dharma in fulfilling his desires, then it's not Iśvara who is there, but it is the individual. When in the fulfillment of the desire, the individual conforms to dharma, then there is Iśvara, because Iśvara is there in the form of dharma. Word number 36, Iśvaraha, meaning the one with unlimited lordship, the one who doesn't have a boss. He has the capacity to sustain without depending on anything else. Word number 43, Dhata, the support of the universe. The word Dhata also comes from the same word Dharma, actually the Dhatu being Dhr, from which Dharma is formed, support of the universe. Number 44, Vidhata, the giver of the fruits of the action. Word number 45, Dhaturuttamaha, the exalted sustainer. We are able to sustain some of the messes we are involved in, but who is the one that sustains everything and everyone in such great order? Well, it is Dhaturuttamaha, Iśvara, as the exalted sustainer. Word number 47, Rishikeshaha, the Lord of the senses. Just the way our sense organs work, our eyes, our ears, our nose, our sense of taste and sense of touch, it's absolutely exquisite, the laws and principles that make all of this work. And that is Iśvara, Vishwakarma, the creator of the universe. So as we have seen, there are many words in Vishnu Sahasranama that point out to dharma as a manifestation of Iśvara. Since dharma is a manifestation of Iśvara, I am never in permanent opposition to the people and situations around me. Because who shall I fight? All people, all situations, they are all a result of principles of dharma. I just see them as they are. Right now, you can hear a lot of sounds of Mumbai. It seems like it's the dharma of people to honk, but that's how it is. So I see them as they are, having their background just like me, and respond appropriately. I have shut all the windows and the doors, and still sound comes from the windows of people honking. So we do what we can. I see principles as they are and align with them. When I am aligned, I am in harmony. If I have to flow, I flow. If I have to stand firm, rock solid, then I do that. When we are aligned with dharma, we are in harmony with Iśvara. Om Tat Sat.